Now, fantasy football, we all love it. As I mentioned, our draft has been done. I'm in an 8-person league. We've got one starting quarterback, and many, many moons ago, I pinched a championship. Now, my quarterback, I found and I landed on Anthony Richardson. I grabbed Jaden Daniels as a bit of a smoky, perhaps keeper for next season if he blows up. Richardson is an intriguing prospect. He could be the real deal. I think he is the real deal as a dual threat playmaker, the unicorn in the NFL, where you can get, 6 to 10 points rushing from him per game, and then maybe another dozen or so passing. But injury is the concern. He played about 3 games last year before he went down with that shoulder issue. He only throws every second day. He's a young man. It worries me. But if he plays what do they play, 17, 18 games these days? If he plays all 17, I think he could be a top 3 quarterback in the fantasy world. As a running back, Bijan Robinson from the Falcons, some of his usage was just straight out weird and wacky last year. Arthur Smith didn't know how to use him at all. His fantasy owners would have been just pulling their hair out. But in comes Kirk Cousins. So they've got a more solid and a more reasonable quarterback that's going to keep that box a little bit more empty. We know Bijan can catch the ball anyway. I think he'll have a big season. He might be the best performed running back, maybe alongside Christian McCaffrey this season. T. Higgins is one at receiver I'm keen on. I did draft him. Now, I mentioned I drafted Chase, but I picked up Higgins as well. I think there's a lot of occasions where you can start both guys. You put Higgins in as your flex. He's a really great red zone threat. He's a big body. He's a jump baller. You can throw it up to him and he just goes up and grabs it. He's got great hands, strong hands. I think he's going to be playing spectacular football this year because he is on a prove-it contract. He is on a deal. He won't be at the Bengals, I don't think, next year because they won't be able to fit him in, but he's certainly a guy who's going to play his tail off to secure a long-term contract next year and prove he's worth $100 million or more. Dalton Kincaid, the tight end from Buffalo. Now, he showed signs late last year that he could be one of the better tight ends in football. Stephon Diggs is gone, so those targets are available. And when a fellow tight end, Dawson Knox, was injured, Kincaid averaged more than 6 catches per game. I reckon that's his new normal. I reckon that's where he's going to sit for the year. He'll be about half a dozen catches per game. So there's a few guys you should go after. I also picked up Travis Etienne, who I'm high on this year. Hopefully Trevor Lawrence and the Jags can just stay out of their own way and get the job done. Give the ball to Etienne either as a rusher or as a pass-catching back. So he's a guy I've got plenty of time for. I kept Garrett Wilson, which was a shrewd move. Didn't work out for me last year, but certainly, hopefully, he can get it done for me this year.